Hi, I'm Jasper from PensionBee, and today we're going to talk about some common questions you have around your workplace pension. Today we have Fiona Walker in the studio from the Department of Work and Pensions, who's hopefully going to answer all the questions you might have. Thanks Fiona for coming in. Could you tell a little bit more about your role and what you do at the DWP?
So I've spent most of the last 8 years working at the Department for Work and Pensions with over 1 million employers, lots of pensions companies to get nearly 10 million people saving into a workplace pension.
So if you want to know the basics around workplace pensions, we did a little video before and the link is in the description box below. Have a look. So please Fiona, can you tell us, what is a workplace pension?
Quite simply, it's a pension that your employer arranges for you. You pay in, your boss pays in, and for most people, the government will pay in too in the form of tax relief.
So when we talk about tax relief, at PensionBee we often refer to it as tax top-up, like in our other YouTube videos.
Employers must now automatically enrol most of their employees into a workplace pension. They have to put in a minimum amount, and that's called automatic enrolment.
So why was auto-enrollment introduced?
Automatic enrolment was introduced because too many people either weren't saving for their retirement or weren't saving enough for their retirement. So encouraging people to think about and contribute towards their pension helps make sure that they're on track to have the sort of income in retirement that they want.
So who qualifies for auto-enrollment?
So generally, if you usually work in the UK, you're aged over 22 and below the state pension age, and you earn over £10,000 a year, that's about £192 a week, you're going to be automatically enrolled.
Can people choose their own provider, or do they have to choose their workplace pension scheme?
So your employer will automatically enrol you into the pension that they have chosen. If you've already got your own pension and you prefer that they paid into that, you can ask for them to do that, but they're not obliged to do so.
Can people opt out of their workplace pension scheme?
Of course they can. They can choose to stop saving, but if you opt out of your automatically enrolled pension scheme, you're not going to get your employer contribution, and that's money you won't get back later.
So how can people find out who their workplace pension provider is?
So when you're first automatically enrolled, your employer will let you know which pension scheme they've chosen for you. If you've missed that or you can't remember, you can ask your HR team if you're in a bigger company. If it's a smaller firm, you probably just want to ask the person who looks after your payroll.
How much should my employer put into my workplace pension?
So at the moment, the minimum is 5% in total of your qualifying earnings. 2% of that will come from your employer and 3% will come from you. From April 2019, that's going to go up. The minimum will be 8% of qualifying earnings, of which 5% will come from you and 3% will come from your employer. Lots of employers can and do choose to pay more than that, so it's definitely worth checking.
Thank you so much for your time, Fiona, and thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you, Jasper.
So, I've hoped we've answered a lot of your questions today around workplace pensions. And there is more to be found on our YouTube channel, whether it's your workplace pension or other pension questions you might have. With regards to our YouTube channel, don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos you've seen today. See you next time. Bye bye.
Goodbye.